We're here with David McKee, Public Works Director for Dawson County. And David, would you share with us the process for evaluating roads throughout our county?
Yes, Christie, thank you. Today we're on Old Henry Grady Road. We in Public Works here in Dawson County, we evaluate our paved roads through a system called COPACES. It's an asphalt evaluation software. The software evaluates 10 different aspects of the asphalt. This is an analytical process that the human side of it, we report what we see, and I'll go over that in just briefly in just a second. And then the severity level of each of those aspects of the asphalt we look at. For example, in this particular road here, a large percentage of this road is what we call as load cracking. Load cracking is very simply where the tire tracks of the vehicles that travel on the road, the distress that you see most associated with the wheel paths of the road. And it's simply based on the load. So the heavier load traffic, whether it be heavy trucks or normal wear and tear from cars, it's the distresses that it puts on this road. Their severity levels from 1, 2, and 3. Our software requires you each segment that you evaluate, and in Dawson County we've split up all of our paved roads into quarter-mile segments, and when we're doing an evaluation, we're evaluating each quarter of a mile. We're inputting that data in there into the software, and then it gives us an asphalt evaluation rating at the end of those evaluations. So for this particular case, and what we're looking at here is we're actually seeing a severity level of load cracking, which is the cracking that you see most of the way here. We see a severity level of a 3. What this means is it's cracked completely up, it's fully deteriorated, and it's just about to start popping up and creating a pothole. What we also see here is, and when we're evaluating this section here, we would evaluate this as a pothole. That's exactly what this was. It was severity level 4 load cracking. It's popped up, and at some point our staff has come out, put a band-aid on this area right here. We filled the pothole, but that would still be classified as a pothole. So when we're riding down this quarter of a mile segment, we're simply counting the number of potholes. So that's certainly taken into account. We're looking at the type of cracking and the severity of the cracking, and we put in a percentage. So for example, this first quarter of a mile section, we're going to say, okay, 50% of it is severity level 3 load cracking. 10% of it is severity level 1 block cracking. So block cracking is just another type of crack, another type of distress that we see on the roads. Something else we look at, why am I standing here with a 6-foot level? We look at what's called the rut. Very simply what that is if you look at the wheel paths, the inside wheel path being the wheel path closest to the yellow line, and the outside wheel path. I'll lay the straight edge down here. So the inside wheel path is here. We look and see that there's no inside wheel path. But as I slide this over to look and see what the outside wheel path is, you can see that outside wheel path has a rut of 3 or 4 inches. So that outside wheel path has a rut of 3 or 4 inches. Let's assume that it's, 3 or 4 inches or whatever it is. We input that data into the system, and then it calculates what the score would be based off of the rut. Every quarter of a mile, that process is done on both lanes, and then we average the two. So if I was evaluating this section right here, what I would do is go check the outside wheel path here, and you can see it's rutted about a 1/2 inch here. We'd slide it over, do the inside wheel path, and then we would complete that process all the way across. Another aspect that we evaluate as part of this system is we evaluate edge loss. Edge loss is of safety concern, and the valuation is pretty high when you have a larger percentage of edge loss. What is edge loss? Anything from the white line out is considered edge loss. What that means is if somebody runs off the road, they don't have the ability to correct the vehicle or correct whatever they're in. The edge of the road is gone, and they don't have that safety section on the edge. There's a total of 10 different criteria. Every road doesn't have every single criteria, and it's calculated based off of that. This particular section we're looking at right here, rated at a 49 the last time it was rated. So this rated below a 50. Our goal in Dawson County is to have a 70% rating or higher.